At California Closets, we design for the little things. Take this moment of a woman getting dressed for an early meeting while her husband's still asleep. Sorry. And now, the California Closets version of that moment, featuring custom soft close drawers. Bedroom and home storage solutions by designers who get you. California Closets, more room for what matters.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Cole.
And you're listening to Borrowed Bones, a podcast about fucked up, interesting, and toxic families.
Mm-hmm.
Today,
Who are we talking about today?
we are talking about the Walgreen family.
Of Walgreens pharmacies, I'm assuming. It's the only Walgreen I can think of.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
If you've been to Walgreens, this is the family we're talking about. Their last name is just Walgreen.
Possessive apostrophe, yes.
That's how it started.
And then Americans dumbed it down, right?
No, I mean spoiler,
branding,
the logo
yeah.
branding was just, it looked cleaner without the apostrophe. That's it. There's
Yeah.
nothing big there. Yeah.
It looked cleaner being wrong.
Yeah.
America.
Hooray. Anyway, yes, that Walgreen family. Let's get started.
All right, let's dive into these pharmaceutical traffickers.
Yes. Ooh. It's really not that bad. I was surprised by quite a few things in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know nothing about them, nothing whatsoever. So,
Charles Rudolph Walgreen was born on a farm in Illinois to Swedish immigrants in 1873.
oh, okay.
They moved to Dixon, Illinois in 1887. Charles was 18 at this time.
1887?
87.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
So born in 73, 1887,
Okay.
they moved to Dixon, Illinois.
Okay.
Charles worked as a bookkeeper at a shoe factory for $4 a week. That's about $147 a week today.
Okay.
I just like to always,
Yeah,
you know me.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm reading a book right now that was written in 1939, and whenever they mention money, I, in the margins, write what it is by 2026 standards.
Oh, is that why you're always looking stuff up
Yeah.
reading this book? I've noticed that.
Yeah.
I have to know what the value
Yeah.
is today, even though it doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. I need to know. So yeah, you're welcome, everyone. When he was the bookkeeper at the shoe factory, I don't know exactly how this happened. I saw in multiple sources, though, that he did lose part of his finger on some equipment. So I'm guessing he did more than just bookkeeping. It was
The
back
accountant
then.
lost a finger on the
Yeah.
assembly line?
I'm guessing he did more,
Yeah.
or maybe he wasn't a bookkeeper. Either way, the sources here are a little bit different. He did lose part of a finger, though, at a shoe factory that he worked at. And the doctor that was tending to him suggested that he become a druggist's apprentice. Get out of this line of work and become an apprentice for a
That's
druggist.
weird. You're not fitted to be a bookkeeper at a shoe factory if you consider being a pharmacist.
Yeah.
What's the connection there? Yada, yada, yada. I became a pharmacist. Yeah.
Yes.
So I was working at a shoe factory, lost part of my finger, yada, 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 and I'm a pharmacist.
That's how I read it.
Yeah.
I did look to see if there was any background to why did this doctor just say that? And I think
He was just pushing everyone. This doctor had like a thing of just pushing everyone into there needs to be pharmacists. Every patient. Have you considered pharmacy?
yeah. I mean, maybe they just had a good rapport. Maybe they knew each other on a
Yeah.
friendlier level but this is what happened. Yada,
Okay.
yada, yada. He became a druggist apprentice.
In bookkeeping it's all figures and, keeping things organized and,
Yeah.
amounts.
He was an apprentice until he was about 20, so a couple years. And then he was ready to move to Chicago, the big city. He borrowed $20 from his sister, Clementine, and that is $745 today.
Clementine.
And he used that to move to Chicago.
What year was the Great Chicago Fire? I don't know why I know it was in the 1800s.
I don't know.
Pause. It was 1871. So this would have been
before
after,
he was
before
born.
even born.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
Yeah. So by the time he goes to Chicago, it's all rebuilt.
Rebuilt, which is probably new and exciting,
Yeah.
right? There's probably very new things there. So he's like, I got to go to Chicago. While he was in Chicago, he worked at various drugstores and studied pharmacy in his spare time. This was a very financially tough time for Charles. At his lowest, he only had 5 cents to his name, and that's just shy of $2 today.
I was gonna say, which was $1,000 by today. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, woe is me.
Yeah.
No, he had like $1 and some change.
Yeah.
So with this 5 cents, he bought a 2-penny newspaper, and then he tossed the other 3 pennies into the Chicago River for good luck.
All right.
Yeah. And then we jump to 1897.
Okay. So after the World's Fair in Chicago, which was 1893. So you probably experienced that.
Oh, yeah, he probably did. How cool. I think I did see something. Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
in 1897, he became a registered pharmacist. And he is 24 at this time.
Yes. Yeah. Born in 73.
Yes.
So 24. Yeah.
In 1898, though, the Spanish-American War began.
And ended.
Well,
Yeah.
it happened.
It all in one year, though.
It happened.
Yeah.
And Charles signed up to be a part of the Illinois National Guard. He was shipped off to Cuba and assigned to the dispensary at the hospital.
Oh, okay. So he
So he
was
had that kind of
still
job. Mm-hmm.
being a pharmacist in the service.
In the war times, yes.
Yeah.
While there, he contracted malaria and yellow fever at the same time.
Oh.
Charles went unconscious, and a doctor checked his pulse and said, "This man is as good as dead." And he put his name on the casualty list and marked him dead.
Oh. And then, like Lazarus, he rose from the tomb.
He just jumped to life. No, he slowly recovered. He did
Yeah.
recover. He was not dead, but he was almost dead. And he
Death's the door.
he slowly recovered, but he would have lifelong effects from the illnesses for the rest of his life. Some pains here and there. I think eventually cancer related to this is what
Okay.
got him at the end.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoiler, he's dead.
Despite all of his drugs, he still died. He's there to prolong life, dead.
I feel like there might be a hard cut in this one because that will definitely be a Patreon member only comment from Cole. We are starting to get more into the Patreon world. I don't like cutting Cole off all the time on his funny little comments and rants, but they're a little too much, I think, sometimes for the general public.
Yeah.
And if you want to see that side of him, you have to pay for it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm not good for people. You got to pay for it.
Yeah, you have to want it. He's not for everyone. So I feel like I'm talking about you like a pet.
Yeah. I'm prickly. Yeah.
Anyway, join our Patreon and then you get a less edited version of all of these episodes and they're ad free. Anyway,
Yes.
after serving in the war, Charles returned to Chicago and worked at a small neighborhood drugstore owned by Isaac W. Blood.
Oh, spelled the way?
Blood. B-L-O-O-D.
Nice. Okay. Blood.
Blood spelled like blood, yes.
Yes.
In 1901, Charles bought his first drugstore. He purchased it from Isaac Blood.
Okay.
And it was Isaac Blood's store, so his name was on the
Yeah.
marquee.
Ike Blood's.
Yeah.
Ike Blood Store.
He bought the store for $6,000, which is $236,000 today.
Damn.
The store's name in the beginning was called Blood Walgreen Drug Company.
Not great marketing
No.
name.
So Blood had to stay on there because Charles borrowed $2,000 from his dad to make up that $6,000, and his dad said, "You can't have only your name on there until you pay me back that $2,000."
Oh, okay.
And so once he paid him back the $2,000, it was just Walgreen Drug Company.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
Dad's
the
probably
very
thinking,
first
I
one,
want my investment returned, so you got to have some brand recognition in the name by having Blood.
Oh,
Like
maybe.
that continuity.
yeah, who knows?
Because if you just take the name down and change it, it might change your customer base. But if
Oh.
you transition,
Ease people in.
yeah.
I don't know. I just took it as he wanted his $2,000 back,
But it's a better way to get it. It's
Yeah.
less of a gamble.
that is true.
Yeah.
In 1902, Charles married his wife, Myrtle.
Myrtle.
They postponed their honeymoon so Charles could cover for a sick pharmacist at his store, which I thought was kind of nice.
Oh, okay.
Like, he still went on the honeymoon. He
Yeah.
just said, "Oh, let's hold off a week because the pharmacist is sick and I can't
My employees.
do this." Yeah. I thought
I'm not
that
going
was
to pay
nice.
him for being sick. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. It's the way I read it was nice.
Yeah. America, it's your fault for getting sick. Anyway.
The couple had 2 children, a son born in 1906, Charles Rudolph Jr.,
Okay, well, that's good.
and then a daughter in 1910, Charlotte Ruth.
Ruth.
Yeah, she went by Ruth.
Oh.
I feel like Charles and Charlotte, they're both after the dad. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So maybe she was like, I'm Ruth.
Juniors are weird in general. But the act of like, I'm so great. Of all the names, what am I going to call my kid? I'll just call him me. Like, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? I don't know.
You had to know who you
Side
belong
rant.
to, I guess. I don't know.
Way original, Dad.
Yeah. So he's building his family, has his kids, that's happening. And then also Charles bought his second store in 1909. And this was a big one because it was in a high traffic area. It was on a corner. Like they really wanted to market corners on purpose. They liked being on corners of high traffic area.
Your corner drugstore.
Yes, that's what they wanted.
These are back when I'm assuming drugstores were maybe not even at this point yet, but like the cool idea of, they were everything of, a soda jerk and nice, a deli. It's everything in one. It's not just what we think of as a pharmacy today. I'm assuming at this point.
Oh, you think they're everything in one at this point?
Maybe not. I don't know. I'm thinking like, I know like by the
It's a pharmacy.
30s,
It's-
40s, 50s, it was kind of like, the drugstore was everything. The soda
We'll
jerk
see.
and, you'd get your groceries there, that whole thing.
Not there.
A lunch counter. Yeah.
They're just drugstores.
Okay.
Simple.
All right.
The kind where you walk in and they're everything's behind the counter and you go and you point to what you want and he says, okay, I'll get you this. Yeah, there are some grocery style items, but nothing like what you're saying.
Okay.
Not yet.
Gotcha.
Not yet. So Charles Walgreen keeps adding stores. He's always turning management of those stores over to young men that he trained. So he's training people from the ground up, letting them be the managers of the new stores that he's opening. He has a pretty good business model, like ahead of a pretty good business model.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. By 1916, there were 7 stores. By 1927, there were 110 stores.
Damn. And is
Yeah.
this all in Illinois or is it spreading throughout the Midwest, the
It's
country?
mainly in Illinois, but it does eventually spread across the country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
Oh,
I just know
yes,
at this
of course.
point when it's 110 or whatever you said, is it still
Illinois.
okay?
Charles invested a large majority of his profits back into the business. He wanted to stand out, and he thought that traditional drugstores were outdated.
Oh, did I anticipate what's happening?
Anticipation. Charles changed this. He switched it up a little bit. He made eye-catching displays in the windows, which that wasn't really a thing then.
Yeah.
He was one of the first ones to do that. And he also would put displays out within the store. So they're still coming in and asking the store clerk or the pharmacist, hey, I want this, this, and that, and pointing behind them
Yeah.
at the shelves. So we're still not seeing the aisles and the general just shopping experience. It's still very 1800s, even though we're in the 1900s now.
Yeah.
Charles also began making his own ice cream. He opened an ice cream plant.
Ice cream plant. That's a weird way to phrase it. Like a plant of an ice cream factory.
An ice cream factory,
An industrial
I guess.
ice cream.
He did. It was a big
production line.
one. Yeah, he did. And then he also began manufacturing his own medicines, cutting out the middleman.
Patent medicines. This is before I think the Food and Drug Act that like made that ingredients had to be listed and
Oh, probably. I
patent
don't
medicines.
know.
Anyone could just make their medicine with their ingredients and
Oh.
it'll cure anything.
Will you look that up, actually? Because I
Yeah.
didn't see. I don't know.
I think it was the
Look it up.
1930s that the Food and Drug, the first bill was like, no, you have to say what's in the thing that you're giving people for consumption.
When did that happen? I don't know.
I was wrong. It was in 1906 the first law was passed in the U.S.
Oh,
that
okay.
required manufacturers to state what were the ingredients of their medicines.
Okay. Well,
before-
even though Charles is doing it himself, doesn't mean he's not following the guidelines.
Yeah.
And he was. He's like a pretty stand-up
Yeah.
guy. Like, there's no gotcha with him.
And this is post 1906 anyway,
Yes.
right? So so he's already
Yeah, he's in it. He's fine. Yeah, he's not really. It's not until later that things kind of switch up. He's fine. So he began manufacturing his own medicines, allowing his store to be a little bit cheaper, offer cheaper options because they cut out the middleman. Walgreens popularized the lunch counter.
I really did kind of anticipate what was going on. I didn't know they were the first to do it. I just had this image, this Americana, Norman Rockwell painting of the pharmacy, the lunch counter, the soda jerk, everything in one. One-stop shop kind of thing.
They weren't the first. It was like a smaller drugstore that was like the first, but they're the ones that like made it a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones who make something big are never the first to invent it. Yeah. They saw some low person who didn't have a capitalist mindset doing something, and they're like, I can do that, but bigger. McDonald's, they all do it. They all start with a mom and pop shop that gets exploited.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really the inventor of something that's the hailed up. It's someone who copied it.
Yeah. So they took this and they said, we can do it too. They had a soda fountain. They had a whole menu, like lunch, dinner items, like full-on menu. And this was great for them during the Prohibition era because people needed a place to socialize. Prohibition, when you couldn't drink alcohol, it was prohibited in America at a certain time. And this is when the lunch counter became like a big thing.
Yeah.
It gave them a place to socialize and to hang out. I found an old Walgreens menu from 1948. And I just wanted to say a few things that are on the menu. It's very interesting.
Please. The menu.
Yes. Green pea soup.
Okay.
For 15 cents.
Exorcist. Yep.
Oh, gross. It took me a second.
Yeah.
Ew. Ugh. Okay. And then this is a dinner menu. I found a dinner menu. There's roast loin of pork.
Okay.
With celery dressing and gravy. That's $1.15.
Celery dressing?
Yeah. I don't know what that means. Yeah.
It's just slightly thicker water.
Broiled fresh haddock.
Haddock's a fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross. Breaded veal cutlet. Like you can get these things at Walgreens. It just seems odd to get it at Walgreens sitting at the counter. Yeah. Pot roast. There's like
all
sandwiches. Yeah. So that's a few things that they would serve you in like the 40s. Now we're in the summer of 1922. A Walgreens soda fountain employee named Ivan Colson, known as Pop Colson, he had been working the soda fountains since 1914 at Walgreens, so he knew a thing or two by 1922. And he added 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream to a malted milkshake. That was never done before.
He added 2 scoops of vanilla to a milkshake? Okay.
Yeah, a milkshake was not with ice cream. It was malted powder, chocolate, and milk.
Oh,
and maybe like some soda water or something, but it wasn't with ice cream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was not with ice cream. You could have a malted milk drink, I guess. And then we think of a shake like ice cream because
milk and
of
ice
Walgreens.
cream mixed together. Yeah. Okay. Huh, interesting. Did not know that.
Yep, so he was the one that made the first malted ice cream milkshake. And he sold it to the customers, and this spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
Everyone loved it. Within weeks, this new invention spread to every Walgreens in Chicago, and then it quickly went nationwide, and this helped bring in the teens. It now was a social spot for them, and it was a great way, again, to get through Prohibition at 20 cents a shake. So that'd be $4 a shake today.
Okay.
Now back to the Prohibition of it all. Walgreens really excelled during this time of Prohibition.
Are they bootleggers?
No.
Okay.
So Prohibition was 1920 to 1933. And
The Roaring 20s.
Yes.
Weirdly, how it was the Roaring 20s, everyone being decadent that it was illegal.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like
because the substance being illegal doesn't make it go away at all. It makes it more popular. So that's why the Roaring 20s were the Roaring 20s.
Yeah.
I mean, part of it. It's not. But,
right. There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
I think the 1920s to me feels like the brown paper bag theory epitomized. Like you can go outside and drink alcohol if you have in a brown paper bag, and a police officer isn't really going to say anything to you. But we all know that there's alcohol in that brown paper bag that you're drinking out of. The 1920s, I think that's just everyone compromised. They were like, this is bullshit.
We're going to make alcohol illegal, but it's also going to make it that much more popular, and
it's
more
gonna
people are
so
going to
fun. Yeah. So during Prohibition, Walgreens is a pharmacy, and pharmacies were given an exemption. They were allowed to prescribe 1 pint of whiskey per person per every 10 days.
for like alcoholics.
Yeah.
Right? For like recognized,
For
diagnosed.
medicinal purposes.
To keep away DTs and whatnot.
I mean, that's...
Yeah, whatever your medicinal purpose is.
Which could be anxiety, diabetes, influenza, old age, moodiness, depression, lack of sleep, literally anything.
Yeah.
You could get like your whiskey.
Before recreational weed was legal here, but medicinal weed was, but the doctor could prescribe it for anything.
Yep.
Anything.
I get nervous to go outside. Yeah. All right, here you go.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
If you found the right doctor, you would get it for my toe hurts, whatever. Just, okay, here you go. Try some weed.
So basically anything they could sell it for or prescribe it for.
Prescribe it, yeah.
Charles Jr., his son, once said that his dad was very nervous about fires starting in his stores, just something he was nervous about.
Yeah.
But whenever the firemen would come in because of, maybe a fire alarm went off or something to check things out, he never wanted the firemen to stay too long because whenever they came, the store would just lose a case of liquor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I did see that the store at this time was powered by gas lighting, which I've done a deep dive on gas lighting before, and it was very dangerous back in the day. Yeah. So I think in general, he was just nervous about fires because it was a thing that could really happen very quickly. When Prohibition began in 1920, Walgreen had 20 stores, and by 1929, they had 525 stores.
Okay, cool.
So they really grew.
Yeah. They roared during the 20s.
They were roaring. Nice. When Prohibition ended in 1933, the Walgreens chain just kept on growing. They reached 600 stores in 1934, and then they did end up scaling back a little bit due to the Depression somewhat. So they overall grew, but scaled it back a little bit. So still they have a net gain. In 1935, Charles had a public confrontation with the University of Chicago when he publicly withdrew his niece from the school for studying the Communist Manifesto.
What?
Yeah. So this is the most controversial thing about him.
An uncle could take his niece out of college for what she read?
He was paying for it. And she was staying with him.
Okay, so he just cut off her tuition, basically.
Yeah. The deal was because her dad... She's the niece on the mother's side.
Okay.
So her dad died.
Okay.
And so he was being a nice uncle and like, hey, I do have money. I do have the means. She wants to go to the University of Chicago. We'll house her and I'll pay for her tuition. Well, she's 18 years old. And as she was staying with them, I read a few things where she basically had the personality of an 18-year-old who was living in a stuffy house with this stuffy sort of like business-minded man. And she's a college girl and she's just butting against him the way a college student would. It doesn't sound like it was anything crazy.
Do you know, was she reading the Communist Manifesto like on her own, or was it part of a class like assigned? Was she studying it, or was it just, I got it from a friend in college? And
let me tell you the story.
Okay.
April of 1935, the president of the University of Chicago, Robert Maynard Hutchins, he received a letter from Uncle Charles saying, "With regret, I am having my niece, Miss Lucille Norton, discontinue her studies at the University of Chicago. I am unwilling to have her absorb the communistic influences to which she is so insidiously exposed." Now, she argued they were assigned readings, which they were.
Yeah.
And there was also an assigned reading of a Soviet school book that was filled with propaganda. They just wanted to study these things. It's good to study the things you're scared of.
Yeah.
It's good to know them.
But reading is a dark art, and that should not be done. Texts should not be read by people.
Uncle Charles did not care that she said that this was given to her as assignments. He felt the university was allowing, quote, seditious propaganda under the guise of academic freedom. He also added that he hated a professor that dared to advocate for free love.
Yeah.
Even though it came out later that this professor was just talking about it. He's like a happily married man, not fucking around with other people.
Love
he
should
was
not be free. It should cost money. No, that's illegal too. Yeah. So what the fuck are you saying?
What
Prostitution's illegal and free sex is illegal? What the fuck is this? Sorry.
Yes. So all of this ended up becoming a state investigation because there was a a lot of Republicans in the state
turned my corner
politics.
on this Walgreen guy. I'm done with him as a person. I'm done. My niece is reading books and getting scary thoughts in her head. These are bad ideas she's having. Well, if they're bad ideas, then she'll recognize them as bad ideas and recognize the horror in what Marx and Engels are saying, right? Right? If it's a bad idea that they're proposing, she'd recognize that. Oh.
Yes. However, when it became investigated and the hearings were on, it had like a very comical tone to it because it was ridiculous.
Every investigation by the government into the arts, into college, they always are stupid. When you read the transcripts in retrospect years later, they're all stupid.
Yes. Hutchins, the school president, he denied that the school was teaching communism or engaged in propaganda. Like, we're not teaching them to do that. They were assigned readings to understand these things.
The whole point of going to school is to learn different perspectives.
Yeah. Hutchins requested from Charles, he said, hey, can you give me like detailed evidence to back up your claims?
Yeah.
What do you got? And Charles said he would only present the details to the university's board with reporters. And then Hutchins said, no. He was like, he said, here's his quote. The university will ignore your criticism until it receives the evidence it has asked for.
Yeah.
You're
I got boatloads of evidence. It's in my head. It's in my brain.
Mm-hmm. So Charles eventually realized he got caught up in a bad mess. He was friends. This isn't going to help. I forgot about this. Okay, he's not a bad guy. I think I said earlier that I liked him. I don't think I like him, but he learns. Okay, so let me tell you. He was friends with William Randolph Hearst.
There we go. Another villain of history.
Oh no, I forgot that I had this in the script. And William Randolph Hearst, for those that don't know, he owned newspapers, media groups, and he also is very Republican, like, not Republican, more like
Capitalist.
Capitalist, just mean, awful guy.
If you've seen the 1941 movie Citizen Kane,
yes,
the best movie of all time, the reputation it has, it's all about William Randolph Hearst.
Yeah,
Thinly veiled, the name's changed to Kane, but it's Hearst.
Yeah, he's just an awful guy. And Hearst would have his newspapers run stories that were fear-mongering about the bad people of the University of Chicago. Mm-hmm. And this is what led to, I'm assuming, Charles's sort of like brainwashing. And then when he saw his niece having the Communist Manifesto, and oh no, clutch my pearls.
This is this is decades before the Cold War, even too. Like, we're not even really in it with the Russians.
I know,
they're just like doing
crazy.
their thing. Like,
yeah, this is in the 30s. Yeah.
We're gonna be using those Russians real quick in a couple of years when we get to World War II.
Mm-hmm. But then there were other newspaper articles that came out against Charles Walgreen, and I think this is what changed him because he was publicly embarrassed. And
he looked a fool.
Yeah. The newspapers would call him moronic Walgreen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they said a smug, rich, and comfortable beneficiary of pre-FDR capitalism bent on keeping college students from imagining alternatives.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Took the words out of my fucking face.
Yep.
Pre-FDR capitalism, before the New Deal.
In 1937, 2 years after this whole thing started, he wanted to smooth things over with the university. And so he donated $550,000 to establish the Charles R. Walgreen Foundation for the Study of American Institutions.
Oh, I thought he was going to be like, I'm a communist now.
Yeah. $550,000 in 1937 is worth $12,730,693 today.
Wow.
So he really felt bad. He felt stupid and donated almost $13 million to the University of Chicago.
Books ain't scary.
Yeah. And I really do think he changed his attitude because Charles and President Hutchins, they made up and they got along really well. They became friends. They would have regular lunches, and Hutchins even spoke at his funeral.
So he became a commie sympathizer.
Yeah. Oh, no. So that's what I mean. Like, not that bad.
He learned, I guess. Or...
Yeah. You can, as long as you change with new information given to you, I will never begrudge you. Anyway. Decades later, now I'm jumping a little bit. So decades later, Ruth, remember daughter Charlotte Ruth, her ex-husband because she's got, well, we're going to talk
She
about
has
her.
an ex-husband in this era?
Listen, she's got a
She
few.
got divorced?
I like Ruth. We'll talk about her. We'll get to her, but this is pertinent to this time frame. So decades later, Ruth's ex-husband, he wrote a memorial tribute essay after Ruth died.
Okay.
And in it, he did write about this incident with the niece because Ruth was living in the house as well at this time. And he said that this was an example of, quote, conformist pressures in the Walgreen household. And he said that this hampered Ruth's artistic pursuits. Mm-hmm. So in his tribute, he was saying that, like, yeah, Charles really sucked and, like, stamped out anything that was artistic, creative, different.
The family line.
Yeah. Back to 1939 now. Charles stepped down in August of 1939, stepped away from the business.
He's getting up there.
Handing the company over to his son, Charles Jr. And with these words of wisdom, he said, "Here is your desk. Here are the keys. I'm going fishing."
And he was never seen again by anyone. That's your last statement to the world, and you just walk out the door and you just disappear. You're just swallowed up into the void. Perfect.
That'd be cool. In December of 1939, he died of cancer at the age of 66.
What kind of cancer?
It just said cancer most likely from malaria and yellow fever. I don't know exactly.
Okay. Was it a long illness?
What? Why'd you ask that?
Just like saying that suggestively when someone says they died, you just go, was it of a long illness?
Jesus. What?
I don't know. I think it's funny to say.
Okay.
Sorry.
Want to get high? Maybe just a little bit? Just take the edge off? With Good Feels, you can do just that. Good Feels is a cannabis seltzer that is perfect for relaxation, enjoyment, or to take that edge off when you have to be around people and don't want to be. I feel that. Good Feels Cannabis Seltzer is sugar-free and made of high-quality, natural ingredients with flavors like blood orange, grapefruit, and pineapple mango. I finished a 6-pack of the pineapple mango and loved it. Not in one sitting. It was throughout the week, of course, but it was very nice to have one after I got home instead of alcohol. That's going to make me dehydrated and not feel so good the next day. If you're not into carbonation, no worries. Good Feels has you covered with mood boosters. These are drink enhancements you add to your water, controlling the amount of THC in your drink. I'm currently sipping on water that has been enhanced by the lemonade flavor, and I've got to tell you, it's pretty nice. Go to shop.getgoodfeels.com today and use our promo code BONES, BONES, to get 20% off. That's shop.getgoodfeels.com, promo code BONES. And remember, you got to be 21 to buy it. Shop.getgoodfeels.com, promo code BONES.
At California Closets, we design for the little things. Take this moment of a family getting ready to leave the house.
Where's my backpack?
Mom, I need my cleats.
My wallet was right here.
If I trip over these shoes one more time.
And now, the California Closets version of that moment. Entryway and home storage solutions by designers who get you. California Closets. More room for what matters.
So, Charles Jr., I'm going to call him Junior for the most part.
Junior.
Yeah. Born in 1906, and he began working for his father's store at the age of 9.
Nepo baby.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why do you start a business if not to give it to your kids and not, So Junior began working at the age of 9. Just little things, nothing major.
Yeah. Child labor laws.
Yeah. He
Those don't
started.
exist yet. That's a communist idea.
They're going away anyway.
Yeah.
He began at his dad's ice cream plant.
Eating all the profits.
As a stock boy. And then he eventually, as he got older, moved up to the stores and whatnot. But at the age of 10, he was often seen driving his dad around from one store to the other because his dad was fearful of the new automobile.
This device scares me, son. You drive it.
Yeah.
You're 10 years old. It's 1916.
Yep.
They make me scared. You try. Can you even reach the pedal?
They tied wood blocks.
I was going to say wooden blocks. That's usually... Yeah.
That's exactly what so those old school photos you see, he's one of those kids.
Wow.
Charles Jr. He's one of those kids that's hitting pedals with the wood blocks. According to Les Walgreen, who is Charles Jr.'s grandson.
Is there another one named More? It'd be funny
What?
if there was like More and Less Walgreen.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
You'll never be like as good as your brother. More.
The only thing I can think of is like, was it Charles? And they just went with Les as like a nickname? Or is that,
Could be Lester.
Because it's just Les. Yeah.
Lester, Charles. Yeah, Charles. Yeah.
I don't know. But according to Les Walgreen, Charles Jr.'s grandson, he loved to tell such wonderful stories of those first Walgreens stores with gaslighting instead of electricity, the old soda fountains.
Like gas lights, not the verb of like gas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He would tell people that it's always been electric. And they were like, no, I'm pretty sure it used to be gaslight. No, it's always been electric.
Always been electric.
Always.
Yeah.
You're gaslighting me. I said no gaslights ever. See, it's a double. You're both gaslighting and gaslighting.
Such a man to think that way.
Yeah, barely. I don't know what that meant.
You're barely a man?
Yeah, technically.
What
I guess.
does that mean?
I don't know.
Technically, what are you getting at?
I'm the parts, but none of the interests of typical men.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. I just hate all things that most men in America like. That's why.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, Charles Jr., he earned his pharmacy degree in 1928 from the University of Michigan. And that is also the same year that Charles Sr., who was still working, he insisted that black and white employees get paid the same.
Oh, okay. All right.
Charles Sr. is complicated.
Yeah. He contains multitudes.
Yes.
1928. That's pretty progressive.
Yeah.
The fact that he had, well, I mean, I guess it's not, I mean, it's not surprising to me that he had black employees. Because, yeah. But it's surprising that he.
I'm unsure if any of them were pharmacists.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't
who
know.
knows?
But either way, he said they deserve equal pay
Yeah,
for
if
the
you're doing
equal
same job,
work.
whatever
Yeah.
the job is. Yeah.
So then we know in 1939, Junior takes over because his dad dies. And during World War II, the company raised millions of dollars through selling war bonds at the stores. Junior also sponsored a nationally broadcast radio show featuring Bob Hope and other top Hollywood stars called the Walgreens Anniversary Show. And I have a clip of it if you want to hear it.
Is it Bob Hope?
Yes.
All right.
Here is a clip of the Walgreens Anniversary Show and Bob Hope from 1947. Sorry, I thought it was 1943. 1947.
The year of Roswell.
What?
The Roswell crash.
Oh, okay.
Walgreens Anniversary Show, brought to you from Hollywood by your Walgreen and Walgreen Agency drugstores from coast to coast. With Bob Hope, Dennis Day, Groucho Marx, Cass Daly, Art Linkletter, the Sportsman, Lud Gruskin and his orchestra, and me, Marvin Miller. Now we're back at the radio station on the desert. Bob has just arrived from Hollywood, where he's been trying to line up talent for the Walgreens show.
Well, at least I had Cass Daly and Dennis Day coming down to the station, but I wasn't too sure that they'd appear on the show. If they didn't, I'd have to return the $50,000 that Walgreens had given me. Of course, I wouldn't mind that.
Interesting.
Yeah. I just thought that was cool.
Groucho Marx. Nice.
Yeah, I'll link it in the show notes because it's like the full episode. And
Is it just on YouTube or?
It's on, I don't know how I found it. No, it's not on YouTube. Radio Echoes. It's like a very basic website that it looks like something.
I haven't heard of that.
That someone is just
An archive of
old radio shows, I think. But
Interesting.
yes, I will link it in the show notes because I have no clue how I stumbled onto this and I don't know if I could ever find it again. So I bookmarked it.
Yeah.
So I will share it with all of you. I think it's like 10 minutes or something. I don't remember. So Charles Jr. was really expanding the brand.
Yeah.
I don't know when they go international. At some point they do. I don't remember the exact date. I'm sorry. So eventually they're international. So
I would guess Canada first.
I don't know.
Don't take me to the bank on that. I'm just speculating.
Actually, I think it might be Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Now that I'm thinking of it. Either way, I didn't remember it very well. So correct me if I'm wrong.
A bordering country.
Yeah.
Anyway.
In 1943, Junior opened a nonprofit pharmacy in the newly constructed Pentagon, and all profits went to the Pentagon. After World War II, Junior led the company's change to a new concept that was sweeping the nation, a self-service retail. Now, these new stores required more space for aisles. You're no longer going
Giving the
in.
grocer a list and him going and collecting it. You are now
Correct.
with a cart or a shopping basket and
Yes.
picking it off the shelves.
You're walking in and
Yeah.
out, up and down the aisles, looking at things. And so, because of the aisles, they needed more space. And so, for every 2 stores they closed, they opened 1 self-service store.
Okay.
Again, they were not the first to do this, but they popularized this.
Mm-hmm.
Junior also gradually reduced the pharmacist's hours from the industry norm, taking their hours down from 66 hours a week in 1939 to 40 hours a week.
Communist.
In 1951, a report from the Congress for Racial Equality cited Walgreens as one of the few stores to serve black customers.
1951, you said?
1951.
Okay.
By 1970, there was only 1 Walgreens left with a lunch counter.
Wow, that late.
But there was only 1 left.
Yeah.
So, like, it was already out of
Yeah.
the common.
Or I guess I should say, I kind of thought they would have lasted a little bit longer, even into the 70s. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought a few, like, not commonplace, but I thought, a few maybe.
Nope. By the
rural
70s,
America.
they were done. In Walgreens anyway.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
they were more in the diners
Mom
now.
and
I'm
pop.
not sure.
Yeah.
But Walgreens was done by 1970s.
Okay.
The Walgreens company credits Junior with adopting a moral test that remains the ethical base of the pharmaceutical company to this day.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
That's what their website
It's a company,
said.
don't
Yeah.
shoplift, don't steal, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah,
Well,
blah.
this one's actually pretty good, but also maybe he believed it. I'm sure he did, but they don't today. So what he said was, is it truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure he thought that, you know.
It's not, that's better than I expected.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's not generic.
It's not, I hate businesses' mission statements. I don't know why they have them.
Serving your community.
Yeah, like to provide the highest level of professionalism and dignity. That's
What does that mean?
Like,
Word
it's-
salad.
yeah.
Get out of here. What are you going to
It's
do?
maundering nothingness. Like,
I have,
and you get them framed on your wall when you walk in restaurants. The first thing people see, like, who gives a shit?
yeah.
To provide high quality food at a respectable, affordable price. Oh wow, inspired.
Yeah. Speak plainly to me.
Yeah.
Shut up. Ugh. In 1971, Charles Jr. retired. Upon his retirement, he acquired an unlimited ocean captain's license from the U.S. Coast Guard and spent much of the next 18 years sailing on his yacht.
Nice.
In 1995, when he was 89, he prepped for 1 year to go on a trip to the South Pole in Antarctica.
Wow.
He exercised,
And
he
this is
grew out a
Junior.
beard. This is Junior.
Okay, I'm just trying to, like, his dad was born in 1873, and he's still going.
He's born in 1906.
1995.
1995.
Okay.
He's 89 years old right now.
Wow.
And he's like, I want to go to Antarctica. So they said, you got to exercise, grow a beard. He's a traveler.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he flew to Chile,
Chile.
and made 2 small commutes closer. And then the pilot refused the last leg of the voyage to the South Pole
Why?
because there was a mix-up of a doctor's note. The
Captain
pilot
Buzzkill.
said that he couldn't because the doctor's note said his age wouldn't allow him to go, but it was a mix-up. They discovered later that it was a mix-up. But the pilot, didn't know what to do. But he still got to go to Antarctica. He just couldn't go to the South Pole.
Yeah. Okay,
So-
so got to go to. But also, like, when you're that age, like, he might not survive the trip. Yeah, he might not survive anything. He's 89.
Yeah.
Let him go. If he wants to die at the South Pole,
Hey,
who gives a shit?
That pilot didn't want that on his
Yeah.
hands.
It's not like he's 24 and virile. Like,
Yeah.
like it's his last wish to die at the South Pole. Let him fucking do it.
Jesus, let him do it. Well, fun fact, there is a 1,000-mile shoreline in Antarctica named Walgreen after Charles Sr.
Interesting.
A family friend, Adam Richard Bird, named it after him. Yeah. Bird
Cool.
with BYRD. Now, I realize that I don't know who he is, but he did have a lot under his name as well. Like, I think he's an explorer or something.
right.
And I don't know how he is friends with Charles Sr. I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole. But if you want to look into Adam Richard Bird, go for it.
I'm just going to look on Google Maps. I want to see if
I did
on
find
Antarctica, it's like
I found it.
labeled Walgreen
I
Coast
took a
or whatever it
screenshot.
is.
Oh, I'll post it. Yeah.
Okay,
Because I
cool.
didn't believe it either. And there is, it's there.
So it's 1,000-mile
A
coastline?
1,000-mile shoreline. Yep. Charles Jr. had a stroke in 2002
Jesus.
that rendered him wheelchair bound. He
Just being alive in 2002 should have rendered him wheelchair.
No, he wasn't in a-
Because he's born in, you said 1900.
1906, he was born.
So he's 96 then if he's in 1902. Or excuse me, 2002.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so he's 96.
He worked with a yacht company after his stroke to design and build his 127-foot handicapped accessible yacht.
What?
Named the Sis W, like SIS.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
In 2007, Charles Jr. died of natural causes at the age of 100. He was almost 101. Yeah, he was almost 101.
Damn.
Yes. I kept checking his age too as I was doing this. I was like, this is still Junior, right?
Junior not the third somewhere? We didn't transition into the next generation?
No, so Charles Jr. lived a long life.
Yeah.
So that's Charles Jr.
Kept alive by the drugs.
Mm-hmm. And Charles Jr., he did have some kids, and we'll get into that. There is a third Charles.
Okay.
But we're going to pivot to Ruth now.
Ruth.
You guys, I have been using Love Indus facial products for a bit now, and I am obsessed with their Freedom of Expression line limiter. It's basically liquid Botox. I put a small amount on my forehead creases, under my eyes, and my laugh lines, and instantly my lines are looking smoother. The Freedom of Expression line limiter has collagen in it, which definitely helps plump out the lines, and I love it. I can really tell instantly as soon as I put it on. I also have paired the Freedom of Expression line limiter with Love Indus's Amrutini True Brew Serum, and that firms my skin. I can actually feel it right after I put it on that it feels tight and it looks tight. Amrutini True Brew Serum has quality ingredients to help the skin firm up and glow. Pairing these two products together has been like finding the Holy Grail. I'm closing in on 40, makeup isn't really sitting the same way on my face anymore, and I'm just very happy to have found Love Indus. They are making my transition into my 40s much smoother. See how funny I am? Go to loveindus.com to receive 21% off your purchase with promo code BONES. That's LOVEINDUS.com, promo code BONES.
At California Closets, we design for the little things. Take this moment of a parent walking across their toy-filled living room for a glass of water. And now, the California Closets version of that moment. Family room and home storage solutions by designers who get you. California Closets. More room for what matters.
Charlotte Ruth Walgreen, born in 1910, went by Ruth. Now remember, she's Charles Jr.'s sister.
Mm-hmm.
Most of Ruth's life details I did get from her second ex-husband. That's the one who wrote that memorial tribute after she died. And he just writes, it's basically like a biography. And it's just a very loving way that he writes about it.
So she divorced him?
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know. I wonder if any of my ex-husbands will write a tribute to me when I die.
I've never met the first one, but I guarantee the second one will.
A girl can dream. So Ruth was born and raised in Chicago. She was an artist. She enjoyed writing poetry and novels. And according to the tribute essay, as I mentioned before, her home life growing up was a bit of a struggle. Nothing bad, though. It's like, honestly, rich people problems. Yeah. Like, she has everything she ever needed, but like, her dad didn't support her interests. Mm-hmm. And so she couldn't really be herself, but I didn't see any stories of her being like beaten and abused or anything like that. Just like not creatively fostered. Mm-hmm. And yeah. She received very little encouragement for her creative talent. So she would escape into books quite often. In 1929, Ruth dropped out of Northwestern University to marry a fellow student and an all-American football star, Justin Dart.
Dart.
D-A-R-T. Yep.
Okay.
And he became Charles Sr.'s protege and heir apparent in Walgreens. So he was given a lot in Charles Sr.'s will.
Okay.
Like, he's going to take over parts of the bit. I don't know exactly what it was, but he was going to have control.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of Ruth, because, woman. Yeah. Ruth was a dutiful wife and mother for about 7 years. Mm-hmm. And then she got that 7-year itch kind of thing and was done. Yeah. By the mid-1930s, Ruth was really over her husband's corporate ways, her family's corporate ways, just the capitalist lifestyle. She didn't want it anymore. This is when she began to seek out others like herself for the first time and really open up to writing a little bit more and getting a little bit more creative. In 1937, her poem titled Identity was published in Harper's Weekly. She also, against her husband and family's wishes, enrolled as a graduate student at the University of Chicago.
Okay.
In 1939, her father died, Charles Sr., and she also got a divorce from Justin Dart in 1939. And this resulted in an ugly custody battle and between obviously a custody battle of the children that they had and also how to split the business because it was all given to Justin.
Yeah.
So it was a nasty battle, which eventually got figured out. But from what I understand of it, Ruth didn't really have much of a relationship with her sons after this. I'm assuming they sided with Dad, I'm guessing, and went that route.
Go with the money. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If it's not one thing, it's your mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
They probably made the right choice. I don't know.
I don't know anything really much about Justin Dart except the business he does with Walgreens. So he is in management. He's doing things in Walgreens, but he's just creating a friction with the company now. He's a little too intense. He's doing too much.
For someone who married into it.
Yeah. He's being too much, too greedy. And he is the reason, though, that the pharmacy is in the back of the store. He's the reason.
Oh.
Because it forces you to walk through the aisles.
Yeah.
So he's the one that thought of that.
I don't like him for that.
Exactly.
I hate that. I
That
hate
says
having to
something.
walk.
Yeah.
I hate that the thing you need in the pharmacy is all the way at the fucking back.
Yep.
And obviously I know it's a capitalist design to get you to, impulse buy everything on the way, but I hate it.
Yeah. A formal demand for his resignation was issued in 1941. And he resigned and joined another drug company. And I read some things where he kind of became a rival to Walgreens, but I don't care about that.
who
Whatever.
cares?
Yeah, he left and that's that. Once, what?
His last name was actually CVS.
Yeah. One supporter of Ruth's during all of this was John Stephen. And he was a Chicago-based artist. Ruth and John married 2 months before her father's death. So Ruth did a lot in a year and a half. She divorced her husband, her dad died, and she got married.
Interesting.
Yeah. So John is the one that wrote the tribute about her. After Ruth remarried, she and John moved to Connecticut. And Ruth would winter in Tucson, Arizona. She would stay at a cottage her friend owned. After Ruth and John moved to Connecticut, Ruth met more artists and writers, and she really launched herself into her creative career now. She's about 32 at this time, early 30s. In 1945, the Cummington Press contracted Ruth's first book of poetry or poems, but after the press published Robert Lowell's collection of poems before, she withdrew her manuscript.
Tough act to follow? Was that her thing?
She was friends with him, and she feared that it would just be too great a disparity between his poems and hers. I feel bad for Ruth because she has this great talent hidden within herself, but she pulls it away because she's scared.
No, she was talented because it never got published. She had a drive to do it, but you can be an artist and have no talent in it.
Well, I mean, to someone she did. She Harper's Weekly published her. She does have other things that are she does get published by certain things. It's just she ends up not going that far. The Cummington Press said, "We want to publish you. We want to," and then she pulled out. There's multiple things like this in her life where she gets too scared to go all the way.
Gotcha.
In 1947, Ruth and John, they planned, designed, and published a quarterly magazine called The Tiger's Eye. And it was a magazine highlighting poetry, literature, and the arts.
Is this where the Rocky theme song comes from? Eye of the Tiger?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Shut up. So she continues on throughout the years with her successful creative career, publishing things here and there. Nothing too insane, though, like I said. She always keeps it modest.
Yeah.
In 1960, she established a poetry center, and this was after she purchased the cottage from her friend that she would end up summering in Tucson, Arizona. Or winter, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Spend her winters in there. So in 1960, she established this poetry center in Tucson, Arizona, and she bought the cottage, and then she purchased an adjoining cottage in 1961 and donated those cottages to the center, letting visiting poets stay there.
Okay.
Her friend, Robert Frost, attended the dedication of the center. So she was around like quite a high-end group of creatives.
Yeah.
Also in 1961, she divorced her second husband, John, and embarked on a 6-year nomadic lifestyle, traveling throughout the country and the world. Within 2 weeks of her divorce to John, she went to a student house in the great compound of Zen Buddhist temples in Kyoto, Japan.
Okay.
She was invited by her friend, Ruth Sasaki. So another Ruth.
Another Ruth. Mm-hmm. I just don't like that name. That's why I keep saying it.
Oh, okay.
No offense to any Ruths out there. I
don't know any Ruths.
Objectionable name.
She then would travel throughout South Asia, and then when she was back in the U.S., she was arrested while participating in the civil rights movement in Jackson, Mississippi. I think there was like a sit-in or something. And then she became involved in the civil rights movement for a while.
I'm assuming on the right side.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Not
Oh,
trying to
yeah, yeah.
stamp it out.
No. She wants like equality. Yes.
Well, previously she bucked against her dad. So if her dad was for...
Right, yeah.
I mean, I'm just being...
I know what you mean. Yeah.
My dad wanted to pay him the same, and I'm against it.
Toward the end of Ruth's life, she traveled less, spent more time at her home in Connecticut with her third husband, John Franklin, who was a scientist. I just found that interesting. In March of 1974, Ruth made an impulsive trip to Peru, and then she returned in April, but she was struggling really hard with depression, and it sounds like she's always been depressed her whole life. The afternoon of April 8th, Ruth left her home without letting anyone know where she was going. Her husband was looking for her, but there was no trace. They spent the whole day looking for her, and then they finally discovered that she rented a car. Okay, she has a car rental. Where would she go? And her husband at the time could only think like, well, we did just purchase property that we're going to build on, and she really likes it, so maybe she drove out there. And so he didn't connect all these dots until April 9th because it took them the first day just to find the rental car. So he goes out to the property on April 9th and sees her sitting down leaning against a pine tree. She did not move as her husband and daughter-in-law approached. They discovered Ruth's lifeless body.
Nice.
A half-empty bottle of bourbon and a row of tranquilizer containers nearby.
Nice. And just propped up against
She's
the
like
tree.
leaned against the tree, yeah. Sheets of yellow paper were strewn about from the wind, and it was raining. And the ink was too runny from the rain to read.
Oh, so she like wrote a note and...
You couldn't read it.
Oh, what a great symbol. It's all meaningless.
It symbolizes her life, I think, quite a bit because she has stuff to say, but she couldn't get it out.
Or she did, and nature took it away.
Yeah, so she did die in the ambulance on the way to the hospital.
Oh,
she was technically still, but she was lifeless. I
Yeah.
mean... Yeah, there was no...
Narratively, it would have been better if she was just straight dead there.
Oh, God.
Like, it's a little anticlimactic to be like, oh, let's rush her and let's try to save her. No, we didn't. Like, I know it's just how history works, but if you're making some movie, you just have her die there.
Yeah. Well, listen to this, though. April 11th, she was cremated. There was no ceremony, no service, and no grave.
So where are the ashes? No. Oh, they're lost. They're in a vault somewhere.
I didn't look too hard, honestly, because I liked kind of like what you're saying. I kind of like this ending. I was like, I like the ending. I'm guessing
family has it
somewhere, or she was just cremated and the remains were not given. I don't know. I don't know if it's because she killed herself that she wasn't given like an honorable.
Unalived herself, please. You don't want to be censored.
We are not with anyone. We're an independent program. She
Past
killed
tense
herself. So that's it for Ruth and Charles Jr. Now we're going to just follow Charles Jr.'s path because Ruth, her kids, they just did whatever Dad did.
Charles Jr. did die.
So Charles Jr.'s dead. So we're going to follow his family line.
Oh, his line.
Charles Jr. had 3 children. Charles III, Leslie Ann, and James. Now we're just going to follow Charles III because this is getting too much. We're not going to follow all of these kids. Charles III is the one that took over Walgreens, stays in the business. Yep, so we're going to follow his line. Charles Walgreen III also went by Cork, so we're going to call him Cork. This is a nickname that his grandfather, Charles Sr., gave him, and it means great, first-rate, wonderful. It was like a 1930s, 40s slang term. So like my little corker, like that's like a nice, like, oh, my little corker. So he was called Cork, and he was born in Chicago in 1935. Okay. Cork started the way that his father and grandfather started as a stock boy in 1952, but he was 16 when he started. He graduated from the University of Michigan with his pharmacy degree in 1958. He became president and chief executive officer, or CEO, in 1971 of Walgreens. Cork's dad, Charles Jr., retired in 1976. So he was still like on the board or something at the time, but it wasn't until 76 that Cork was like the one. Cork focused mainly on the pharmacy. He's the one that sold off the restaurants. He got rid of the ice cream.
The overhead.
Yeah. He was like, we're just focusing on pharmaceuticals. This is what we're doing. And he also updated the stores with technological advances throughout the 80s and 90s. He brought in the drive-through pharmacy. Again, not the first, but they popularized it. And also, they were the first pharmacy to have a computer system that connected all of the stores via satellite to streamline inventory, patient data, and the handling and management of prescriptions.
Interesting.
So that's kind of cool. He also introduced a few 24-hour drugstores in the 80s in like the higher demand areas. In 2004, he donated $2 million to the University of Michigan College of Pharmacy, and he did this to help establish a professorship focusing on researching the socioeconomics of healthcare policies, regulations, and ethics. He retired in 2010, died in his Illinois home in 2016 at the age of 80. So he just did a bunch of big changes, and then that's that. Cork had 6 sons and 2 daughters. We're not going to go through all of them.
No, I'm not about that. I'm just like, no one should do that.
Yeah.
No one should do that.
8 kids total. Yeah.
Congratulations. You proved you've got virile sperm. Good. Okay. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah. So because I think of all the kids he has, there's some interesting ones. We're going to talk about a couple of them just because one is interesting, but it doesn't really have much to do with the Walgreen company. It's just the Walgreen family. We'll talk about his son, Tad Alexander Walgreen. Tad, like T-A-D. In the summer of 1996, Tad was found dead in his Illinois apartment at the age of 36. He overdosed on cocaine.
Good for him.
Jesus. Good. Tad and his ex-wife, Lauren, were in the middle of a bad custody battle over their 2 kids. Cork Walgreen and his wife, Kathleen, fought for custody of those 2 children. During Tad's life, they were fighting for it, and after Tad's life, they were fighting. After Tad died, they were fighting it. So Tad and Lauren, they met in rehab, and they did not get better. And they just had this bad cycle of drug use. And they got married at one point, had kids, got divorced, like just drug addict, just addicted people.
It's so ironic.
What, that they met in rehab? And
it's the whole name is drugs.
Oh, yeah.
You're dying of drugs. Like,
I didn't even think of that. Yeah. No. Yeah. So that's why there was this custody battle happening, because Tad did want his dad to have custody of his kids. But Lauren was like, no, I'm getting better. I'm doing better. I want them. Yeah. I did read that later on, Lauren also died of an overdose. Eventually, Cork did get custody of the kids. So then a few of the other sons, they also worked for the family business, but only one stayed and stuck with it like all the way. Cork's son, Kevin. He started out like all the others as a stock boy, worked his way up.
4th generation Nepo.
Yeah. He started in 1979, but he graduated with a psychology degree from the University of Michigan, not a pharmacy degree. He became the vice president of Walgreens in 1995, but then Kevin resigned when he was like 45 or 47. I'm really not trying to make a joke of those numbers.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
But I saw both of those ages. So in his mid-40s, he resigns, and he only said for personal reasons. Cool. And this is in 2009. And he was the last Walgreen to be a part of the company. So there's no longer any Walgreens in the company.
Personal reason. I don't need to work.
Kind of, I guess.
Like,
I don't know.
Personal reasons. Why do any of this when I don't have to?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I only saw personal reasons.
I'm rich, bitch. That's it.
So in 2009, Gregory Wasson was named Walgreens CEO. And after Kevin left the last Walgreen, the chain, it kept moving and grooving, but it stagnated pretty quickly after Kevin left. They were no longer growing at the same rate. They were still doing some things, but it was slowing down quite a bit. In 2018, Wasson, the CEO, was fined by the SEC for misleading investors. He was fined $160,000. And then another CEO from 2023 to 2025, Tim Wentworth, he sold Walgreens to a private equity firm for $10 billion.
Private equity. I was trying to think. There was something burning in my head. Like, what's the phrase for
private equity?
Yeah.
Yep. That's when you know you're going to shit.
Yeah. They strip it to the bone and reduce the quality of everything.
Everything. Yep.
And
that
the American way.
Yep. So 2025 to present, we have the CEO is Mike Motz, and he became the CEO the same day that the merger was complete with the private equity firm. And the merger resulted in Walgreens being split into like 5 different companies, technically, stripping them down.
LLCs.
Yes, all these different bullshit that they do.
Like a stolen car in a chop shop. Stripped for parts.
Now, there was a scandal that most likely forced Walgreens' hand to sell to a private equity firm.
Is there sex?
No.
Oh.
It's drugs.
Okay.
In August of 2025, so last year, Walgreens made a $300 million settlement because they were found to have illegally filled millions of invalid prescriptions for opioids and other controlled substances.
Of course, they made $500 million doing it, so it's still probably a net profit of $200 million. So,
I never thought about
I don't
the money.
know. I'm just
but
like, the penalty is always less than what you stole.
Yeah, I never thought of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Why not just shut them down? Like, I don't get, just if they're doing this horrible, I'm not saying Walgreens, but like when a business does, it's killed thousands of Americans, but they're still allowed to exist though, huh? If a person killed thousands of Americans, they get the death penalty. You kill one person, you get the death penalty in the States, especially if you're darker than the victim you killed. But you kill thousands and you still get to just function right along.
Yep. Yeah. Why can't they just shut down the company? Just say, that you're obviously you didn't have any safety guards in. Obviously, you just let these prescriptions slip right through.
If you kill 1 million people again, we're going to have words. But, this time just pay the fine and keep going.
This is why everyone loves Luigi. So August 2012 through March of 2023, Walgreens knowingly filled these unlawful prescriptions. These prescriptions had excessive quantities of opioids. It was early refills. It was also a prescription of a well-known trio of drugs, like known on the streets as the Holy Trinity. And it's opioids like Vicodin, as well as like a Xanax or a Valium, and then a muscle relaxer. So you got Vicodin, Xanax, muscle relaxer.
Sounds like Walgreens kept their customers happy.
Yep. Yeah. And I don't know if
capitalism. You can do a little bit of it. But you go too far.
Yeah.
In this country that we want all unfettered capitalism, but then you succeed at it.
Too much.
Arbitrarily, the gods are going to strike you down.
Yeah.
Just for a little bit though.
And I don't know if the pharmacists themselves knew that they were filling these prescriptions incorrectly, or if the doctor, I don't know if any one person was being corrupt about it. I'm sure there was some of that, but from what I gathered in my quick reading of this, because I didn't want to get nitty gritty with this part of it, because this is just the end of Walgreen and the company, and I care more about the Walgreen, the family. So from what I gathered was that Walgreens didn't have certain things in place in their system to flag these prescriptions. So they just got pushed through. I think that's what happened. If you want to
and the factories
correct me,
kept
feel
making
free.
the pills.
Yeah.
They were never cut. Oh, sorry, we're out of inventory.
Yeah.
They kept making them, didn't they? They kept shitting out the pills.
Yeah.
No one thought, hey, there's no way this many people need these pills we're manufacturing. It's all... Everyone's to blame for all of it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So no one is. Fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah, when everyone's in it, no one's to blame, right?
To punish anyone for taking a painkiller, what does that say? Everyone needs painkillers just to get through the goddamn day.
Oh, my God.
Whatever form it takes. To say, no, you must suffer.
Yeah. Well, today we are seeing...
I hate this world.
Today we are seeing Walgreens stores close all around us. They are seeing a decline in profits. It's just not a good look.
We are in... they're the capitalist story, because now we're in late stage.
Yeah, late stage capitalism.
Yeah.
You get swallowed up by your own self, basically.
They keep saying late stage. I feel like I've been in late stage capitalism my entire life. When do we get to the first stage of the next thing?
Yeah, I know. But yes, that is it for the Walgreen family and for Walgreens. Sounds like if the family stayed in it and stayed true to it, maybe it would have been okay, because Kevin left in 2009 and this whole prescription bullshit was 2012.
You didn't mention it, but at some point it became publicly traded.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention that. Yes.
When you said like a CEO, so it stopped being privately owned. It became publicly traded, which is also when things tend to go to shit.
I think it became publicly traded early on. I think Charles Sr. actually made it a thing, because that was like a big deal because it was on the stock. You have stocks now.
Yeah.
So that was like a good thing. And shareholders
who are only in it to maximize their investment.
Yeah.
It's a scumbag situation built by for scumbags.
Yes. I do. Yeah. I forgot to mention when that happened. They did get public company was made public in like the 30s or 40s or something like that. I think it was senior, but it might have been junior, whatever, early on. So that is the Walgreens story.
And now we have toxins in every breath and plastic in our genitals.
Oh, God. Okay.
Capitalism in America.
So, yes, thank you, everyone, for listening. And then, again, you can follow us on Instagram at Borrowed Bones Podcast, also on Divine at Borrowed Bones Podcast. And then, of course, join our Patreon. We will be uploading this episode as a less edited version on Patreon, and there will be no ads and more of Cole's rant. Seems like that's what some people want, but Cole said you have to pay for them.
Gotta pay.
Said the sass don't come cheap.
You gotta pay.
So
you gotta give. That's it. You gotta give.
What's that from?
I think you should leave.
Oh, yeah. So real quick, though, just some shout outs from some people that have been commenting. I like to give our little shout outs. My sisters, Haley and Sam, they've been listening, and Haley's always a big commenter. Sam commented on one of the more recent episodes of Jekyll Island. That was cool. You guys literally pushed me to keep going and asked me to keep uploading episodes. So listeners can thank the sisters for me continuing on. And then Jeff, he's also one of our #1 commenters on Spotify, always listening as he's traveling. I like to know where he's at. So thank you. And then a really cool thing that happened was our friends, Katie and Allison, we hung out with them recently, and they said that when they were out and about, they were at like a local nursery, Begix.
Plant nursery, not child nursery.
Oh, yes, plants. And Allison was wearing one of our shirts from our merch store, also linked in the show notes. And someone from our city just approached her and said, I've seen like 3 people wearing that shirt. Who is that? And she was like, oh, it's my friends. So if you're listening, woman from Big X, welcome to Borrowed Bones.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're a BB.
I don't like that. I don't like that at
Why
all.
are you making that face?
I hate cute nicknames for like fan clubs or groups. I hate it. I'm a deadhead. Just stop it.
That's not a cute nick. That's just a nickname.
No, but like any nickname for like a group of, I don't know. It's just my thing. I don't like it.
People like to be in groups, though.
I don't. That's our contrast.
Bye.
Bye. Till next time.
To all the BBs out there, bye.
See you next time if the world doesn't end between now and then. It might.
At California Closets, we design for the little things. Take this moment of a woman getting dressed for an early meeting while her husband's still asleep.
Sorry.
And now, the California Closets version of that moment, featuring custom soft close drawers. Bedroom and home storage solutions by designers who get you. California Closets, more room for what matters.